Not one of you sons of bitches asked me how I feel.
Man, those words hit different when they came out of Cena's mouth. This is the guy who told us to never give up. The Make-A-Wish go. Mr. Hustle, loyalty and respect himself just snapped and went full heel mode on us.
John Cena.
Look at that moment right there. That's the kind of stuff we never thought we'd see. But let's be real, we all saw this coming from a mile away. Not the actual turn, but the fact that deep down, Cena had to be sick of how fans treated him for 2 decades. Think about it. Has any babyface in wrestling history gotten more consistent hate than Cena? The dude couldn't catch a break. Half of the arena loved him and half of the arena wanted him to disappear for 20 years. It's just not normal. Today we're breaking down why this heel turn isn't just some creative decision to spice up WrestleMania season. This was therapy for a guy who's been taking abuse from fans since 2005, and honestly, we kind of had it coming. To really understand why this heel turn hit so hard, we got to talk about the weirdest relationship in wrestling history, John Cena and the WWE fans. Starting out with the "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chants. They followed him everywhere, whether it was Montreal, Tokyo, or even his hometown of Boston. You got to believe they were chanting "Cena sucks" too. Let's be real though, the fans weren't completely without reason. Cena's character became stale. His never give up superhero routine with the same 5 moves of doom got predictable. WWE's booking didn't help either, constantly positioning him as the underdog when he was clearly the top guy. The company pushed him relentlessly, while more technically gifted wrestlers got overlooked. But here's where things got weird. This wasn't your typical heel getting heat. This was supposed to be WWE's ultimate good guy getting absolutely destroyed by half the audience every single night. The reaction went way beyond normal wrestling criticism. Let's take ECW One Night Stand for instance. Those fans were ready to burn the building down if he beat RVD. They threw his shirt back at him twice. Signs everywhere saying if Cena wins we riot. The hatred became personal in a way we rarely see in wrestling. The crazy part is how long this went on. We're not talking weeks or months here. We're talking years of this love-hate dynamic that was on both sides.
Tonight I leave the WWE.
Despite all the hate, Cena continued to smile, and look how he just brushed it off and kept going. But beneath that Superman persona was a performer who stubbornly refused to evolve when he needed to most. Let's be real, Cena had chances to reinvent himself, but chose to stick with the same character, same moves, same promos year after year. It wasn't until his 2015 US title Open Challenge when he finally adapted his in-ring style, bringing out new moves and having those classic matches with Cesaro, Owens and Zayn. By then, the die was already cast. For a decade, while guys like Jericho, Edge and Orton constantly evolved, Cena remained largely the same. That's on him as much as WWE's booking. He could have pushed for character evolution, but seemed content to ride out the storm in his jorts and ball cap. His WrestleMania moments always came with that soundtrack of division. Against Triple H, against The Rock, against CM Punk, Cena consistently found himself playing the villain in matches where he was booked as the hero. WWE responded by commodifying the hate, calling him polarizing. They turned audience rejection into a marketing strategy, selling twice the merchandise to opposing fan camps. The company essentially profited from their top stars' emotional battering. Then came the ironic twist. The second Cena went part-time, everyone's like, we miss Cena. The same fans who couldn't stand him wanted him back. It just showed how contradictory the fans could really be. And to be honest, at some point, hating on Cena wasn't even about him anymore. It became the cool thing to do. It was like a meme before memes were a big thing. And then the "you can't see me" tone. It was something that's taken a life of its own. NBA players were doing it. It showed up in movies. Cena became bigger than wrestling. But But inside the arenas, the disrespect just kept coming. I've been at those shows. You'd see where fans were clearly enjoying Cena's matches, still chanting Cena sucks, because, well, that's what everyone else was doing. It was part of the experience. But if you're John Cena hearing that night after night, it must be rough. Fast forward to 2025, Cena's back for his retirement tour, and what's he seeing? Cody Rhodes getting universal love in the exact same position that got Cena booed out of buildings for years. Imagine being Cena watching that. The same fan base that rejected you is giving standing ovations to a guy who is essentially in your old spot. The corporate-backed, clean-cut, all-American hero who's pushed to the moon. When it was Cena, that was a sin. When it's Cody, it's awesome. That's gotta mess with your head, right? It's like watching your ex treat their new partner way better than they ever treated you. I mean, I don't blame him for snapping at Elimination Chamber. 20 years of keeping it all bottled up, smiling through the pain, and then seeing Cody get all the love that he never got. That's not just a storyline reason for a heel turn. That's straight up human psychology. When Cena finally grabbed the mic in Brussels, he wasn't just cutting a promo, he was getting everything off his chest. Listen to the language he used.
I have been the victim of an abusive relationship.
Abusive relationship, bullying, how they made him their puppet and expected him to smile through it all, how no one ever asked how he felt. These aren't typical heel lines. They're the raw emotions of a man who spent 20 years bottling up his real feelings. And just like we all saw, the crowd proved his point in real time, booing him mercilessly the moment he stopped performing the role they expected. It's the perfect wrestling storyline, a crowd playing their part in the narrative while Cena held up the mirror to their behavior. That moment with the kid in Cena merch was the exclamation point.
Everybody, including that one kid right there, is a toxic, dysfunctional relationship.
The old Cena would have never targeted a child fan, but this wasn't about that kid specifically. It was Cena symbolically severing his final tie to the role he played for 2 decades. In 15 minutes, Cena buried 20 years of hustle, loyalty, and respect, and emerged as something authentically new. Not a typical heel, but a man who's finally speaking his truth. The Cody element adds an additional layer to Cena's turn. It's not just about jealousy, it's about Cena questioning his legacy as a whole. Look at how the crowd reacts to Cody. Everyone loves him. The kind of reception Cena fought for but rarely experienced. But here's the key difference. Cody's journey to this position was completely different. He left WWE, built himself up on the indies, helped create AEW, and then returned as a conquering hero with a compelling story to finish. Cena, by contrast, was handpicked and rocket strapped to the top without that underdog journey. He never had to leave and prove himself elsewhere. He didn't have that redemption arc that makes fans invest emotionally. So when Cena sees Cody succeeding where he struggled, it forces him to confront uncomfortable truths. Was it his lack of authentic struggle narrative? Was it his unwillingness to fundamentally change his character when fans rejected it? Or was it simply something about Cena that fans were determined to resist? It's no wonder something snapped inside him. After 20 years of questioning, Cena finally chose to become what fans had treated him as all along. What makes this storyline hit so differently is how much of it probably is based on truth. The emotions in the promo felt genuine. WWE stumbled into one of the most authentic heel turns ever because it's built on real experiences. Cena isn't playing a character who's mad at fans. He's channeling actual frustration from his career. This is why the best wrestling storylines always have that element of reality to them. When CM Punk dropped his pipe bomb, it worked because we knew there was truth behind it. When Daniel Bryan fought against the Authority, it worked because we knew WWE really did overlook him for years. And now when Cena says he's been in an abusive relationship with fans, it works because he really has. So where does this leave us heading into WrestleMania? We've got the most compelling matchup possible possible. Cena challenging Cody for the WWE Championship with way more than just a title on the line.
So go find John Cena, because I want to wrestle him at WrestleMania 41, not this whiny bitch.
This isn't just champion versus challenger, this is the past versus the present. This is a rejected hero versus the current new toy. This is a guy who's done trying to be loved versus a guy who's finally getting the love he's always wanted. Cody represents everything Cena tried and failed to be, the universally adored top guy. And Cena represents everything Cody fears becoming, bitter, resentful, and ultimately rejected by fans. I expect things to get really personal as we get closer to WrestleMania. Cena's got nothing to lose now. He's not worried about sponsors or being a role model. For the first time in 20 years, John Cena can say exactly what he feels, and that makes him so dangerous. And let's not forget the record-breaking 17th World Championship hanging over his head. For the longest time, we all thought that if Cena got number 17, it would be this huge feel-good moment with the crowd, finally showing him universal respect. Now, he might just win it as the bad guy he never wanted to be, and there's something poetic about it. Cena getting his biggest achievement not as the hero who persevered, but as the villain who finally stopped caring what others thought about him. What if Cena's entire retirement tour was designed specifically for this? What if the plan all along was for him to break the record, but to do it in a way as a heel the fans pushed him to become? This heel turn isn't just changing WrestleMania, is making us look at Cena's entire WWE run differently. All those times he smiled through the hate, raised his hand in defiance while getting booed, but we never really knew what was going on inside. Never Give Up wasn't just about winning matches, it was about enduring years of fans treating him like garbage, despite him giving them everything. The best part is, the storyline works for everybody. Casual fans get a shocking twist and a big WrestleMania match, whereas hardcore fans get this commentary on Cena's complicated history with the audience. And Cena himself, he gets to finally let loose after 2 decades of playing the good guy nobody really appreciated.
Tried one last time to do something nice for you, and you ruined it, just like you ruined everything.
What makes this story so compelling is that nobody's 100% right or wrong. Fans had legitimate criticisms about Cena's character limitations and WWE's stubborn booking. Cena had legitimate grievances about the disproportionate hostility he faced despite his dedication. The truth lies somewhere in that messy middle part where art and real life collide. As we head towards WrestleMania, we're witnessing something truly special, a storyline that transcends kayfabe to explore the complicated relationship between performer and the audience. It's reality turned into fiction, turned back into reality again. Whether Cena walks out with the 17th world title or puts over Cody, one thing's clear: this moment has forced us to reconsider everything we thought we knew about John Cena. 20 years of complexity distilled into one perfect heel turn. So now I turn the question to you. What do you guys think? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more wrestling content right here on Wrestling Real.